So what's the real protection against military tyranny? Laws that ban armies, or citizens who watch their government closely? In Federalist number 26, Alexander Hamilton says the greatest safeguard of liberty isn't distrust, it's actually participation. I'm Matt Hasquin, I'm a high school history teacher, and we're going through all 85 of the Federalist Papers together. We're up to number 26, and so here we go with Alexander Hamilton again. So the debate over standing armies wasn't over yet, and when he gets to this essay, we know that anti-federalists are still warning that giving Congress power to maintain troops is going to lead to tyranny or despotism. And so Hamilton is going to respond with one of the most confident arguments in the Federalist Papers, that the Constitution already contains all the safeguards we need, because the people themselves hold the ultimate control through elections, representation, and public accountability. And Hamilton's thesis in this is kind of bold. It's really simple. It's basically this. He writes, the representatives of the people will be the guardians of the people. So he argues that liberty doesn't depend on disabling government. It actually depends on designing government correctly. And a constitution that gives power is what we need, but it also gives oversight. And that is safer than one that leaves the nation defenseless out of fear, like the Articles of Confederation. So Hamilton points to England's own evolution. Yes, monarchs once used armies to oppress their people, but Parliament eventually took control of the power of the purse, which limited the duration and the funding of the military. And the result was, well, the army stayed, but tyranny left. So Hamilton's point is that power isn't the problem. Unchecked power is. So the solution isn't fear, it's actually accountability. And Hamilton emphasizes two critical protections, some safeguards within the Constitution. And the first one is that Congress must reauthorize Army funding every 2 years. This means that every election cycle gives citizens a direct say in military policy. And the second thing is that we need civilian control over the military. The president commands, he's the commander-in-chief, but Congress provides the funds. And both the president and the Congress answer to the people. So the military is not above the Republic. It's actually a servant of the Republic. But Hamilton warns against what he calls an excess of jealousy. He means that if citizens fear power so much that they refuse to allow any, they'll end up powerless when real danger comes. So Hamilton writes, the idea of restraining the legislative authority in the means of providing for national defense is one of those refinements which we owe their origin to a zeal for liberty more ardent than enlightened. So too much fear, he's saying, blinds rather than protects. So Hamilton's faith in representative government actually shines here because he believes that frequent elections and open debate and free press create a feedback loop of accountability. If Congress misuses that power, the people can replace it. If the executive overreaches, Congress can restrain the executive. The system's safety valve isn't prohibition, it's actually participation. So, our chain of reasoning here for Hamilton. 1, the Constitution gives Congress power over military funding on a temporary basis. 2, this forces regular public oversight through elections. The third point is that civilian authority ensures the military serves, not rules. 4, excessive distrust weakens rather than protects liberty. And 5, the people's vigilance is the ultimate safeguard. There we go, number 26 and 5 easy steps. So, Hamilton's tone in number 26 is borderline defiant. He's arguing that Americans should trust their own system, not sabotage it out of paranoia, because it's a statement of faith in republicanism itself. That power can be tamed not by fear, but by the constant involvement of an informed citizenry. So, you can almost feel Hamilton's frustration with cynicism in number 26, because he spent several essays trying to dismantle fear, and now he replaces it with empowerment, because he's saying the Constitution doesn't protect liberty from you, it protects liberty through you. It's the American people, not the parchment, who are the living check against abuse. So, Hamilton's logic still applies Well, wherever citizens grow cynical or disengaged, because liberty isn't kept by distrust alone. It's sustained by involvement. When people stop watching, power actually stops listening. When they stay active, the government stays accountable. So in other words, the republic only works if we do. Now, there are three takeaways here would be, one, fear can't defend liberty. Only oversight can defend liberty. So then civilian control and regular elections are the strongest military checks in history. And finally, the people themselves are the Constitution's final safeguard. So, Federalist number 26 is kind of a love letter to civic responsibility. Hamilton reminds us that distrust without participation is going to lead nowhere. And the Constitution gives us the power to control government, but only if we use it. Now, freedom doesn't survive by chance, it survives by choice. So, I'm Matt Hasquin, and this is another of those things you should know by being alive. If this helped you see how trust and vigilance can build true security, please share it, maybe follow. But stay tuned for Federalist number 27, because this is where Hamilton is going to explain how obedience to national law strengthens liberty, not weakens liberty. Thanks for hanging around.